What do men mistakenly believe is a sign of masculinity? Aggression and violence. Even if a man isn't offensively violent or aggressive. It astonishes me how many men fantasize about having to defend themselves or their home using deadly force. I'm an army veteran and I fantasize about living out the rest of my days and never having to partake in violence ever again. Slut shaming. If you complain about hoes or sluts that sleep around too much, I'll assume you're mad you didn't get sex, and that your self-awareness is so low that you can't admit you're sexually frustrated. They're very often angry. Constant anger is almost always a sign the person is emotionally undeveloped. They haven't learned to recognize or process complicated emotional states. So they rely on the more primitive fight/flight/freeze response whenever they encounter an emotional challenge. Anger is knowable to them. So instead of trying to understand their own emotional state, they resort to anger responses as a way to deal with the world around them. I would say unnecessary aggression or misdirected/unguided anger. There's a time and a place, and if you can't control those two things, you're not doing good on the entire masculine. Makes you look weak when those things are not in check except for when it's needed or warranted. I will beat the shit out of you if you F with my family and quat. It's not healthy. It's not right. It's not anything. My dumbass thinks it makes my wife and daughter and dogs feel more comfortable when I'm about 98% certain it doesn't. As a large bearded male, I can make others do what I say if I have the right tone. Again, it's not right, healthy, or good. But that's the honest truth. Better than the next idea, which is guns. I'm in no way condoning violence by fist or bullet. Just sharing what options are. I don't want to use either. I really would rather use words than the aforementioned. Do I have a bad taste in women? Beauty is subjective and it all comes down to personal opinion. While I wouldn't say she is as pretty as those three, I can see the appeal that she would have to some people. I love Kylie. She seems like a great mom and gets involved with charity work but doesn't flaunt it. Your friends sound kinda sexist tbh. Why is Kylie's presentation of feminine somehow less valid and taken less seriously? I think people are more afraid to admit the Kar-Jenners than anything else. Yes, Kylie isn't all natural, but a lot of natural looking celebs aren't either. Do you? Who cares if you're attracted to Kylie? What counts as bad taste is when you actually date someone who treats you like trash. She is good looking but overall not a natural beauty. A lot about her is just modern ways to enhance your looks, and a lot of people nowadays look similar because they undergo the same procedures. On Instagram, for example, lip filler and implants make you look a certain way, and if you're into this look, it's your preference. She is very good looking, but not a natural beauty emo. It's actually kinda smart. It's a sort of bland attractiveness. Like not very unique or exciting. She's hot for sure. But the kind you can work for or buy. Which is fun and all, but just doesn't really grab my eyes the same way because any girl can get dolled up in that way. It's why it would look strange for her to look great in a simple dress in my head, because my memory of her appearance makes that so off-brand for her. Sounds a bit more like Kardashian family hate. She's not my number one in terms of hot celebs, but Kylie looks nice. Emo. There's certainly far worse out there. Like Lizzo and Lena Dunham. The current top rank for me is Camila Banus, Gabriella from Days of Our Lives. No other woman on TV is even close to this perfection. They have a deep sense of hopelessness about their future? Your friends leaving town have nothing to do with you having a bright future or not. But I can totally imagine the loneliness and depression you are going to feel, especially when revisiting the places of good memories. Kinda. But I'm okay with wherever my life goes. Even if it's not lavish or full of experiences. No. I work hard and try to remain positive. It's a battle, but I refuse to give up. As an older person that felt just like that most of my life. You are on an adventure and everything will work out in the end. Don't worry about it. That is the least productive thing you can do. All the worry in the world has never chanced one little thing. I know it does not seem like, but looking back, everything will be fine. It's totally a reasonable thing to worry about. Especially given the current situation in SA. But although your friends will to move out and seek a better future somewhere else is valid. If you want to stay and build a future where you are, that is totally valid as well. Just because someone else is losing hope doesn't mean you should. 2. If it's important for you, then hang in there and fight for it. I also feel this way. If you want, you can always talk to me about it. Just don't give up on your dreams. You're still young. You can pursue them. As for me, I'm a lost cause already. I feel like I'm not living the story that was meant to be written for me. But think about what you want. Do you have any goals? Any dreams? Anything you really want to do? What is something that women do which really perplexes you? If you check out r/AskMen, all the questions are like really bizarre leading questions with obvious answers, lol. It'll be like, what are your views on men who control women and don't let them do anything they want? Or, what do you think about most movies nowadays being remakes and sequels? You know the answers before you even read them. Just the way women communicate in general sometimes is baffling. They don't talk to seek and or convey information. It's like their questions and prompts are just reasons to talk. The act of talking itself is the aim. Quite often I encounter women that do things motivated by emotions, often something stupid and with consequences they want others to deal with, and then do insane mental gymnastics to rationalize it. And if their looks is slightly above average, everyone lets it slide. Holding them accountable? Never happened. Admitting objective truth when they're cornered in a debate? No. Move feelings. It's not about being right and quat. Shit like that makes my blood boil. The best I can do is stop interacting with them. Or at least limit that. Edit. Grammar. Try to find insane connections between random things a man says. He says he likes that garden. That means he wants to live in a house with a garden. But these houses are really expensive here. That means he wants to live in a suburb. But that's far away from where I work. That means he wants to marry me and that he wants me to resign my job and be a housewife. That means he doesn't respect me and is a sexist pig. Time to get pissed. No need to explain him the reason. Since it's so obvious. And quat.